All right, we actually only have 2 slides, but we have a lot of stuff to do on each slide. So first what I want to do is find the perimeter and the area of this rectangle as is. So if the top is 4 centimeters, then that means this is going to be 4 centimeters, and then that means this is going to be 1.5 centimeters. So perimeter, you add up all the sides. 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 3 is going to be 11 centimeters. And then for my area, I do my length times my width. 4 times 1.5 is going to be 6 square centimeters. Now what I want to do is just double one of the sides. So let's just actually double the 4 and make it an 8. So now my length is 8. My width is still going to be 1.5. And let's see what happens here. So my perimeter, 8 and 8 is 16, plus 3 is 19. And now 8 times 1.5 is going to be 12 square centimeters. So if I try and see a pattern, there is no pattern from 11 to 19, but we can see that the area was doubled. If I doubled one side, that just doubled the area. Well, let's actually double both sides. So I'm going to keep the 8. And now I double the 1.5, so now it is 3. So I need to find the perimeter and area of this figure. So the perimeter, 8 and 8 is 16. 16 plus 6 is 22. And the area, 8 times 3 is 24 square centimeters. So in conclusion, let's talk about the patterns here. If I doubled just one side of the rectangle, there wasn't a pattern for my perimeter. There was a pattern for my area. It doubled the area. Okay? But it's only when I doubled both sides can I see a pattern for both. So I doubled the 8, I doubled the 1.5. So that means I double the perimeter. So my new perimeter is going to be equal to my original perimeter times the multiplier. So if I were to triple the size, so example, if I tripled 4 centimeters and made it 12 centimeters, I have tripled that length, then my perimeter will in fact triple. If I quadruple that 4 centimeters and make it 16 centimeters, then the perimeter is just going to quadruple. I have to actually quadruple both lengths, the 4 and the 1.5, or multiply the 4 and the 1.5 by 3. Okay? So your new perimeter is always based on your original perimeter times whatever you multiplied it by. Now let's take a look at the area. So the area, your new area, so I went from 6 to 24. Well, 6 times what gives me 24? And 6 times 4 gives me 24. Well, 4 is made up of 2 times 2. So it's actually your original area times your multiplier squared. So for example, if I had, let's say I had a rectangle that was 1 by 2. Okay, so its area right now is 2. If I doubled, let's say I doubled both those units. So now my rectangle is a 4 by 2. Without having to do this, I would do 2 times my multiplier. I doubled it, so my multiplier is 2 squared. So 2 times 4 is 8. And notice 4 times 2 is 8. Well, let's suppose I have my 2 by 1 rectangle and I actually wanted to quadruple it. Let's say I wanted to quadruple it. So my new area would be my old area times, now quadruple means 4 squared. You always going to square whatever your multiply is. If I would have said I want to increase both sides by 3 times, then my multiplier is 3. So here I do 4 squared is 16. 16 times 2 is 32. So my new area, if I quadrupled both the 2 and the 1, my new area would be 32 square centimeters. Okay, so kind of remember these formulas. Your perimeter, you're just multiplying it by the multiplier, but your area, you're actually multiplying by its multiplier squared. It's always squared. Always squared. All right, so that's a 2-dimensional figure. Let's take a look at a 3-dimensional figure as like a cube. All right, let me grab my arrow. So, let's go back. Can I move this thing? No. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're actually going to find the surface area and the volume of this 1 centimeter cube. So this 1 centimeter cube is 1 by 1 by 1. Okay, so surface area, oops, wrong one, should be right here. Surface area is you find the area of each face and you add them all together. Well, one face, since this is a cube, I'm just going to find the area of 1 square and then multiply it by 6, because all these faces are going to be the same thing. So the surface area is 1 times 1, which is 1, times 6, because I'll have 6 faces. So the surface area is 6 square centimeters. Now the volume is the area of the base times the height. So the volume, the area of the base is just a 1 by 1 square. So 1 times 1 is 1, times the height of 1 is going to be 1 cubic centimeter. All right, now we're going to do the same thing with, as what we just did on the last slide with this cube. So now I'm going to make, instead of 1 by 1 by 1 cube, I'm just going to increase its dimensions. I'm actually going to draw it. Let's see if I can draw it. Good enough. So now it's a 2 by 1 by 1. Okay, so I increase just one of the dimensions. So this is my original surface area and volume. Okay, so now my surface area and volume. So now to find the surface area of this rectangular prism, I have 2 2 by 1 rectangles. Okay, so the front and the back, the area of the front is 2, but I have 2 of them. So that's going to be 4 square centimeters. The top and the bottom are each going to be 1 square centimeter. And then the left and the right are each going to be 1 square centimeter. So 4 plus 2 plus 2 is going to be 8 square centimeters. Now let's take a look at the volume. So the bottom is 2 by 1, so that's 2, times a height of 1, so that's going to give me a volume of 2 cubic centimeters. So this is when I just doubled one side. Alright. Now I want to double another side, so let's keep it a 2 by 2. This time I'm going to go a little further back. That looks horrible, but oh well. So now I have a 2 by 2 by 1, oops, wrong way, cube. Alright, so my surface area, the front and back are going to be 2 by 1, so that's going to be a 4 square centimeters. This time the left and right are going to be a 2 by 1, so that's going to be a 4 square centimeter. The top and bottom are 1 by 1, so that's going to be 2 square centimeters. So 4 plus 4 plus 2 is going to give me 10 square centimeters. Alright, and then the volume, the base is 2 times 2, which is 4, times a height of 1. So the volume is going to be 4 cubic centimeters. So this is when I doubled 2 out of 3 sides. We're going to see if we can come up with a pattern. And then last, if I doubled all sides, so now I have a cube that is 2 by 2 by 2. So my surface area, this is actually a cube, so one face is 4 square centimeters times 6 faces. That's going to give me 24 square centimeters. The volume is going to be area of the base, which is 4, times the height, so it's going to be 8 square centimeters. I'm sorry, 8 cubic centimeters. Alright, so we doubled all 3 sides. So let's look at the pattern. So if I want to know if everything is doubled, how can we go from here to here? So my new surface area is equal to the original surface area times, well, how did we go from 6 times 24? Well, 6 to 24. 6 to 24 is multiplying by 4, but 4 is actually 2 squared. So anytime we have area, it's actually the multiplier squared. So in last problem, our area was your multiplier squared. So if I would have increased all the dimensions 3 times, instead of a 2 by 2 by 2, it would have been a 3 by 3 by 3, then I would have done the original surface area times 3 squared. Alright, let's take a look at our volume. The volume went from 1 to 8. So it's your original volume times 8, guys, is actually just 2 cubed. So it's your multiplier cubed. Alright, so let's think about this for a second. Perimeter, you're just multiplying your original by your multiplier. Area, you're multiplying your original by your multiplied squared. And volume, you're multiplying your original volume times your multiplier cube. And this only works if you've increased all the dimensions, not just one like I did in this example. You have to increase all your dimensions. So like from our original cube to now this cube. Okay, we increased all the dimensions. Alright, hopefully you'll join me for the problem set, because this can get a little bit difficult, so I want to make sure you understand this. Please, please, please see me at 10 o'clock and have a great, not 10 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and have a great